And I highly recommend anyone that's getting into KNF, that the Korean natural farming, that they start to get animals. And chickens are great for the eggs. I just killed two roosters with my wife this last couple days ago, and we're just hatching new chickens and raising them up. So we're getting this full sustainability when you get the animals into the picture. And the other part of the animals that adds to the whole system is, in a traditional compost, if I'm just trying to mix, carbon to nitrogen ratios, it takes forever to compost. And by forever, I mean like a month, 2 months for things to break down. However, the animal will eat this food, and within 24 hours, 48 hours, it comes out completely composted right out the backside. And if you have a chance to study from Ray Yoon, who's a natural farmer teacher, he talks about what he calls poopology. And so it's the study of poop. And really, he makes the argument that these animals are vital for these systems. They're really some of them, it accelerates the composting, and it's what makes everything break down so fast. And so in Korean natural farming, you can raise chickens or pigs or even cattle or sheep or horses or goats or whatever animal, dogs. Well, you don't, I mean, I'm not going to advocate that you eat the dogs, but if you do have dogs, you can use this same deep litter system in their dog house, in their place they poop. In all these other animals, if you keep them in an area where you build this deep litter system, they will build some of the best soil for you, and you can raise them literally outside your bedroom window, and there's no smell, and no and you don't have to clean it, and you get this tighter relationship with your animals. Like I love going up to my pig pen and just like laying down and petting my pigs, and rubbing their bellies. And they're such great animals. They're such good friends. They're like giant dogs that are just so friendly and loyal and cute. And so this system of bringing animals in and making them your IMO masters. Because if you think about it, making an IMO3 and IMO4 pile, you're always having to turn that and really tend it. But if you put an animal, once you've got the IMO4 and you inoculate their floor, they are tending the pile for you. They are making the best IMOs on earth possible for you. And the only thing you have to do is replenish that the organic material on the top, and then feed them, make sure they have water, those things. But then they keep the perfect temperature going, like the pigs especially. I mean, the chickens too, because the chickens natural thing is to scratch, is to dust bath, is to bring those microbes and stir them for you and keep them super pristine for you, and bring them, and the pigs, they'll dig their snout into the IMOs and turn them. And I don't know, it's one of the most rewarding things. So you're composting faster, they're making better IMOs for you. And I used to think of my pigs as this big cost to me, because it costs a fair amount to feed a pig all the time, and I don't generate enough food waste out of my family to sustain a pig. You actually need like quite a few people to generate enough food waste to feed the pig just off food waste. So I supplement my pigs with papaya that I get, and otherwise it would be wasted, thrown in a pit kind of thing. So I get that once a week. I get about 800 pounds of papaya, pick it up, and then feed it to my pigs. And I used to think, it's a pretty big cost. I got to drive across town to go pick that up and be able to feed it to them. And I used to think, oh, it's such a burden to have these animals, even though, because my initial reason for keeping animals was to prove the Korean natural farming system works, and to prove that we can raise no smell animals like in confinement, and to show how environmentally this is the smartest thing, because you could put this system outside of an apartment complex, and now all the food waste, all the things that you would typically throw away besides plastic, the pigs don't really like to eat that much plastic, could be now generating pork for you. And instead of creating a landfill problem, now you're creating microbes in a healthier ecosystem, healthier water, healthier air. You know, kids get an ability to interact, even if they're in, like, the inner city of wherever. The kids get to have interactions with animals, and the pigs are such great teachers. Just sitting there and watching them, how simple they are, and how in tune with nature they are, it's just a calming effect. And so that was the reason I had these pigs, was to prove that Korean natural farming worked. But it was kind of a burden to do this until I had a mindset change, where it was like, these pigs aren't just the eating food and costing me everything. These pigs are now the core of my farm. All the waste we have goes to the pigs. They're generating the fertility that then goes and feeds the rest of the farm. And so, as a I grow a lot of bananas. Most recently, and in fact, I didn't even intend to produce the bananas for sale, but I planted the bananas to feed the pigs, to get this cycle happening, so that I would be able to feed the pigs off my land. And now, because I have more bananas than I need, and I don't feed the pigs the actual, like, yellow bananas, the things that you would eat. What I feed them is the banana stalk. So I cut that banana stalk, and that's what I'm feeding the pigs. That plus the papaya primarily, and a little bit of other supplementary food that it would be offset by food waste had I have did if my family generated more. But I'm trying to get this cycle together. And now I ended up with so many bananas because I just wanted to feed the stock to the pigs, that now